keep my hands to myself, no matter how hard I'm trying to.
Hi guys, my name is Sophie. I am new to the YouTube world. This is my very first hair tutorial. I also have a blog. It's called XOXO Sophie. The link is down below. I like to blog a lot about health and beauty tips, skincare tips, a lot of stuff along those lines. So if you're interested in something like that, please click the link and give it a look. With much success so far on my blog though, I've been getting some requests on doing videos. So today I decided to make my first video. And I was actually in California about a week ago for spring break. And so that's kind of where I got this idea to do a hair tutorial on how to get natural looking beach waves, because this is how I wore my hair most of the time while on vacation. So I'm a little nervous for this. It's a little nerve-wracking. I don't really like to hear myself talk or see myself in videos, but you know, you gotta start somewhere. So here goes nothing. I really hope you guys all find this helpful, and I really hope to make more in the future. So subscribe, please. Look at my blog. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate everything. So here goes nothing. Okay, so now to achieve this look, I just start off with how my hair dries naturally after I've showered and blow dried it. So whatever your natural hair is should work out just perfect to start off this look. The things you're gonna need to get this look is, first off, a 1-inch either wand or just regular curling iron. It really doesn't matter if it has a clamp or not. Mine does. You're not gonna be using the clamp, so really doesn't matter. It just needs to be 1-inch barrel. Another thing I like to use is I always like to have my straightener plugged in and ready to go. It really doesn't matter if you use a straightener or not to get this look, I guess. I just like it personally for touch-ups at the end, so it's really just a personal preference thing, but I'll be showing you what I really do with this at the end as well. Now for products, you don't need exactly what I'm using today, just stuff that is similar, whatever you prefer. The first product that I always put into my hair is Heat Tamer. This is just a Tresemme Heat Tamer spray. Whenever you put heat to your hair, it is very, very important to use some protectant because heat can damage the hair. So always spray a little bit of this stuff in there first off. Then I'm also going to be using just some hairspray. This is also, again, just some Tresemme hairspray. This is my favorite because when you spray it in, it's very natural. It doesn't make your hair feel very crunchy and stiff like other hairsprays do. So that's why I like this one, but you can use your own hairspray that you have at home. It really doesn't matter. Also, after I'm done styling my hair and everything, these two products I always love to use to kind of just like as finishing products to just kind of make it look the best. So this first product is Tresemme just Smooth Shine Spray. I love to just spritz this all over my hair once it's done. It just gives you a really good, nice natural shine to your hair. This other product is a little bit pricier, but there are other products I know out there for cheaper at like Target and stuff you can get. It's just a Veda Dry Remedy. What this stuff is it's just an oil you put into the palm of your hand, and then you kind of, I always like scrunch my hair. I'll show you that at the end. But it's just to get rid of those little flyaways and the frizz and just to help with all that stuff. But again, there's a ton of frizz control products out there that you can get at Target for cheaper, but this is what I personally like to use. And then also a teasing comb. It really doesn't matter what kind of teasing comb. This is just the one that I use. Whatever one you have at home will work just fine, and I will show you kind of later in the video why I use this. Okay, so to start off then, of course, I'm going to spray a little bit of this heat protector in there. So you're just going to spray a couple little spurts in there, kind of let it sit for a second. I always like to kind of rebrush my hair out just to make sure. Okay, and then after you do that is I always like to separate my hair into 4 different layers when I curl it or style it in any way, just because of the thickness of my hair, all this hair I have. It just makes it a lot more precise and turn out its best in the end if you take it chunk by chunk. I have pretty thick hair and I have pretty long hair, so if you think you have thinner hair, you could probably get away with just 3 layers. In this video, I'm just gonna do 4. It's really just a personal preference thing. I always have a little clamp. I clamp it at the top of my head. It's very attractive, I know. But okay, so with this first layer then, every layer I always kind of like to brush it out, just smooth it out, get the snarls out, because sometimes up there it gets a little snarly. It's clamped up, so just smooth it out like that. And then also I'm going to do the first 2 layers first, just how I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to actually do the top 2 layers a little bit differently, so then I'll stop and I'll come back to that to kind of explain what I'm doing differently then. But to start off with these first 2 layers, I'm going to take my 1-inch curling iron. I'm not going to use the clamp, so don't even need to bother. And I'm just going to take it, and I take pieces of hair about this big, and I'm going to do my first piece of hair away from my face. And I just wrap it around, leaving just like 1/2 inch at the end in my hand, not on the curling iron, so it kind of gives it a more natural look. Just hold it there for a couple seconds, and then I kind of play with it, pull it out like so. And then I rotate doing this motion away from my hair, or away from my face, and to my face. So to kind of explain that a little better, because it's kind of confusing if you've never done this before. Pretty much, when you're going to do it away from your face, you put the barrel underneath your hair and then wrap it around, like so. And then when you're going to do it towards your face, you put the barrel on top of the strand of the hair and wrap it around like so. And again, it really doesn't take that long for my hair to curl, thankfully, but some people's hair takes a little bit longer, so it depends. You just kind of want to hold it there until you get that nice, kind of natural, wavy, curly look. Okay. Well, since I don't want you to just sit through this process of me doing this for however long, I'm going to speed it up, and I'll be right back to you once I do my top 2 layers, so I can kind of show you how I do those.
Hands to myself. Can't keep my hands to myself. Hands to myself. The doctors say you're no good, but people say what they wanna say.
Okay, so now I am at the first of my top 2 layers, and like I said, I do this a little bit differently, so I wanted to come back to show you. So again, I always brush it out a little bit. So what I like to do with these top 2 layers, this is where the hairspray and the teasing comes into play. I like to add a little bit of volume to these top 2 layers, so that is why I tease them before I curl them, and I will show you exactly how I do that. So again, I just kind of brush out my hair so I can kind of get it nice and easy. I take my hairspray then, take the cap off there. I kind of just spray a little bit, not a ton, but just a little bit to the underneath part of the hair. And then I take my teasing comb and just tease that underneath part. You don't really need to go crazy on the teasing, but just a little bit so you can kind of see I got a little volume now going on right there. That is what we want. And then what I do is I just, again, do it like how I did before. Take a little chunk of hair, take my curling iron, and I just start the process all over again. So again, I am just gonna speed this up again until I get to the end of the video, so you guys don't really have to sit through this again. So.
Can't keep my hands to myself. I mean, I could, but why would I want to? Hands to myself. Can't keep my hands to myself. Hands to myself.
Okay, as you can see, I have now finished curling all of my hair. So this is the time where I like to kind of just like let my hair sit for a couple minutes just so the curls can kind of set and I'm not going to ruin them right away. But during this time, this is where I like to use my straightener. Again, this is just kind of a personal preference thing. I get like weird little curly hairs up here by my head, so I kind of like to straighten those out just to make everything look uniform, natural. So that's where that comes into play. Also, if there's some weird little curlies, I sometimes fix them with my straightener. Or this is also a time where I kind of like to look through my hair, make sure I like all the curls, make sure every hair is curled. If I see something I don't like, this is when I touch it up quickly. Then after I've let my hair sit for a couple minutes, this is where I like to add product. First thing I do though is I always like to put some hairspray in my hair just to make sure it holds. Then I kind of play around with my hair. I kind of run my fingers through it. Kind of gives it a more natural look. You don't want to like completely like ruin the curls, but it's always good to just kind of play around with them until you like how it looks. Then this is where I use my Aveda oil. Just put a little bit again into my palm. Kind of rub it around. I always like to put just a tiny bit. You don't want it to look super oily at the top of your head, but just get rid of that frizz up there. And then I add a little bit more again. I kind of scrunch it on my ends. This kind of helps with volume a little bit too, and it just helps from the ends of your hair from looking so dry. It kind of adds moisture back in there. So good, I'll do that a couple times here. And then to kind of finish it all off, this is when I take my Shine spray and I just spray it kind of everywhere to give my hair a nice natural shine. Sometimes with product being in there, I just kind of take my comb and comb out the top just so it doesn't, well, that product doesn't really settle at the top and make my hair look oily or anything. But yeah, so there is the finished result. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, this was my first video, so I was a little bit nervous for it. But please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you want to follow any more of my health or beauty tips, please click the link below to follow my blog. I post about every 1 or 2 weeks. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. XOXO Sophie.